Hey everybody, I had videos on this channel previously. It's been long abandoned, but after careful consideration, I have decided to at least attempt some videos. I wanted to kind of show off my recent collection. These are my currently utilized planners or journals, or a combo of both. And I kind of just wanted to walk through a couple of them. These two are both Papertess from Amazon. They are not used on a daily basis. They're used as needed. So we'll just use those real quick. This top one, I'm not really going to show you a whole lot. This is a book about my daughter. It's basically my love letter to my daughter. I write in it as needed. I put pictures of her in here as events come up or feelings come up, with the intention of trying to keep this up until I feel comfortable giving it to her for her to have as a memory. This one is my reading journal. I don't read a lot, so it is not frequently used. It's just used whenever I finish a book. I did create a cover page for it. I do have a index / reading log, and then I do have a book rating system. And then I did split up the books that I wanted to read by a couple different types of genres that I like. So thriller, romance, smutty romance, nonfiction, and then also miscellaneous items. I did try and categorize these as well, but these are just not genres that I typically read as much. So I just lumped them all together. I did have a couple authors that I'm working to try and finish, or I've started and I liked it enough that I want to try and read some more of their books. And then from then on, I just have like a blurb about the book, like facts about the book, the synopsis off Goodreads, some quotes that I really liked, and then my thoughts about the book. So usually 2 pages per book. Some of them are just writing and nothing else. Some of them I do get a little bit more creative, and I do try and put the date that I actually finished it on here. So yeah, it's not very far. There's only maybe 4 or 5 books in there, but that is my current reading journal. So these 3 books are my everyday touch books. I don't want to say they're all everyday carry books, but since I am working at home and at home with my daughter, I don't really very often go other places other than like the grocery store. So I would consider them all to be everyday use books. All 3 of them sit in my purse every day with all my other planner stuff. The first one I'll look at is this B6 by Papertess Designs. Originally, when I started the year, my intention was for this to be my catch-all planner that I put everything in. I really love the design. If I pull up a different month, for example, let's say May, you get your month at a glance, 2 blank pages, and then you get a week at a glance view with a half a page connecting, kind of like a mini Hobonichi weeks page. And then you get 7 blank pages before your next week. So I liked this idea because I have struggled in the past with flipping between dailies and weeklies, and I am very much a bullet journaler at heart. So having your week at a glance followed by your dailies is something that I've been doing. It's something that I do now in my bullet journal. So originally my intention was to use this as an everyday catch-all planner. I had seen from somebody else the idea of using these pages for a mood per day. I did start with that intention, and I have lost it. It's just not something that I think I'll keep up. January, we had a very normal monthly layout where you have some bills on here, some events, paydays, birthdays, things like that. And these pages I set up based off of inspiration from, I believe her name's Emily, where you have like a goals and tasks page, and then she uses a reflection page, but I thought I would use it for affirmations and gratitude, just writing whenever I did have anything to contribute to that idea. I did start with a very planner heavy idea, and just having 1 day per page. I realized after a couple of days of trying this, I really didn't have a ton of room for journaling. And I had already grabbed a supplemental planner or notebook to do that. But I really loved the feeling of these pages. I loved the deco that I was using, and I thought that it would look really pretty if I, flipping forward a little bit, started using it just for journaling, and that's it. So this quickly became a 1 page per day memory keeper. I have gotten really used to setting up the pages in advance with some washi and maybe 1 sticker, and then we'll fill in with other items if the page is not that full that day. So I have been using some prompts either from the Coffee Monsters Co. or from Not Afraid of Paper. Claire from online set that up. And just filling it in with things that I have been getting, stickers, brochure pieces, or just planning with case stickers, because I think her illustrations on her stickers is lovely. And that's kind of how it's been going so far. Just been journaling in it, sometimes drawing a little bit, but mostly just writing about how my day's been, and sometimes a prompt or two. Here's my prompts for the next month. I haven't really used the monthly spread at all in February yet, but I was thinking about just journaling about how the week went throughout the days of that month. The next one I have is a late edition. I have never used a Hobonichi Weeks before. And I purchased one. I purchased a smooth, standard Hobonichi Weeks a couple years ago, not realizing that it's very hard to lay those flat, and I didn't understand, so I just immediately didn't use it. I didn't understand it. This I purchased a couple weeks ago. I have back planned a little bit just to get the feel of it, but this has become kind of a catch-all of keeping track of spending and budgeting, as well as knowing where I'm supposed to be that day, events, things like that. I do write to-do lists in here, but I don't know that I reference them all that much. I have covered the first couple pages in deco because I thought that it would make me excited to get in here, and it has done that. These are stickers from my child's pediatrician's office for the last 2 times we've gone. And then I did my own year at a glance. This was a free printable I found online, and then I just found some free clip art to put to the top. This was also a free printable online, I believe, and then I found some flowers to overlay on top of it. I literally did this in Microsoft Word. These were some more from Pinterest. This is also from Pinterest. I just printed off on my printer here. And then, yeah, more Pinterest finds. I just kind of paste these in as I find them. Again, because this is a late start, I covered up December right here because I didn't even start in January. I started at the very beginning of February, or the last week where it changed months. So I had no use for December and didn't feel like backplaning. I am keeping the monthly spreads in here very minimal because it is so small and my handwriting is only so big. But it just doesn't seem like a place where I want to shove a ton of decor in here. I have decor in my bullet journal. Those monthlies look a lot cuter. So far, like I said, I backplanned a little bit. Here was me trying to figure out how I wanted to do the spread and testing how smudgy my pens were in this type of paper. Here was the first full week of stuff. I tipped in a appointment card that I got at the doctor's office. Here was this last week, or this week, where I have workouts in here. I have some spots where I've been keeping track of where I'm spending money or if we have events going on. And then I started pre-planning for next week. I do have, because I was looking in the notes here, I do have a habit tracker in here. I really liked the idea of having this be my year of record, and if it's my year of record, I would want to keep track of all my habits in one book. I might also keep track of them in other places, but I will always bring that information over to this book to reference. So I have some open spaces for future habit trackers. And then I did start off with just like to-do lists for the daily, not necessarily going back to check them, but more just so I can reiterate the things that I feel like I need to do, the things that are priorities for me. Like I said, I started very late into this one, so February happened very quickly. This is a wholeheartedly, with the most amount of love, kind of snag from Mama of More plans. She does her word of the year, and then she does a manifesto. I did the same thing because I thought it was such a great idea, and I liked that it was big, bold lettering. So I did put that in here. This is my health log. I've not been filling it out, but I did like the way that she did that. I am very highly inspired by the Mama of More Plans Taylor for my pages because it's very hard to find cool ideas for the notes pages, and I wanted to make sure I utilized it since I bought a mega. These I've left open, so I plan to fill these in later with memories, photos, journaling maybe, or to-do list, gift list, things like that. This is my grocery store notebook, so I do bring this to the grocery store with my grocery list, and then I only have to bring this one in because it's so little. And then so far this week, we've just been really focusing on to-do lists in the back here. That's the majority of what I'm going to do is to-do lists. So that's about how far I am in this book. It's about 58 pages in that one that I've filled out so far. This last book is all I did last year. I only bullet journaled last year. I have been bullet journaling since 2017, I think. 2016 or 2017. I've got about 10 Loikstrom books upstairs, but last year I found Stalogy, and I also found the B6 size, and I immediately have committed wholeheartedly to the B6 size. It's much more up my alley with portability, and also I really liked with the Stalogy, I like the paperweight of this over some of the heavier bullet journal or books like Loikstrom, Papertess, Archer and Olive. They are all very nice for artistry, but the paper is a little too thick for my feeling. I do have a Lauren Phelps design cover on the front. I believe this was a collab one, but she had this on sale when I went to check out her store, and it has a mountainscape and some florals, and I thought that was really pretty. I do also have some Coffee Monster Co. stickers on the front. This is wholeheartedly inspired by Doxina on YouTube. I saw her washi dashboards that she was putting on these dark gray pages at the beginning of a Stalogy, and I loved that idea because I hate those gray pages, so I covered them up. I do have all 12 months in here for future planning. This is my main planner, my catch-all, my brain dump. Everything goes in here, so I do have more decor in here. This is more filled out. Sometimes I do put memories in here just to fill in the empty dates, because I do like it to look overly filled at the end of the month. But I did take the time to actually draw all of these out ahead of time. So I do have all 12 months in here. I'm not gonna really bore you. There's mostly just birthdays and holidays in the rest of this. I do have a period tracker. I also have a movies to watch. This movies to watch list is 6 years old, and I don't think any of them have changed. I've said I'm going to watch them, and I never do every single year. I just added 1 or 2 more newer movies onto the list and keep going. I do have knitting and crocheting ideas. I'm just going to cover it up because some of them are presents, but I do knit and I crochet. So I needed somewhere to keep pattern ideas, things I want to do next, so that way when I'm done with a project, I can start the next one right away. Another dashboard from Coffee Monsters Co. I made this in Microsoft Word. I just typed in purple aesthetic into Pinterest and found a bunch of pictures I liked. I did start with some journaling. I'm just going to flip through real quick because I don't know what's written in there. This was my supplemental notebook when I thought I was going to plan in the Papertess designs. And then when I decided that wasn't working, I immediately went back to, I want a bullet journal in my Stalogy. Looking for inspiration online. This is highly, highly inspired by Monique Plans on YouTube and Instagram. I really love her monthly book and her system, and I have taken what I needed to make it work for me, but a lot of this inspiration, the credit would go directly to her for that. I start off with usually a week at a glance, and then I was starting with 1 day per page of combination of journaling and to-do lists. This is the one that I do look back on and cross off to-do lists during the day. This is the highly snagged system. So I have a week on 1 page with meal planning, sometimes some habit tracking, things to do this the week that aren't necessarily items that are due on a specific day. I do have morning pages on here, as well as a food log, an affirmation and gratitude page for each day of the week. And then I was just doing 1 day per page. So I do like finding quotes or songs and including them because I think it's fun to look back on those days and be like, I was in a weird mood that day listening to Linkin Park. I then watched RuPaul's Drag Race on that same day, so that's a mood all by itself. These washies that you're seeing, these like foily ones, are all from Amazon. I just get those washi like 10 packs and try and go through the whole pack at once, because then some of those spreads look really cohesive and fun. Some of these stickers are from sticker books that I found on Amazon, and then sometimes I just start to draw on here. So this is something that I hand lettered from The Greatest Showman. And then my February main page. Here's the affirmations and gratitude that I took from Papertess and moved it over here. I wanted to split it up, but I have not been using it on these pages because I have separate affirmation and gratitude pages. I do have my habit tracker from, I had already written this out before I got my Hobonichi weeks, so it is a duplicate information, but it's kind of nice sometimes to see it multiple times. I do have a weekly brain dump page where I can write things that I need to do this week, or if I think I need to do them in a couple weeks, like I do have on these, I can go to my future weeks and put it in there, so that way when that week comes, I remember to do it. I did set up a whole page of just goals, and then back to the following week, starting over with a week on a page and a food log, some morning pages. And then I kind of went off the rails and started doing 2 days, 2 pages per day. I started doing some of the prompts from Not Afraid of Paper in here. And I did write up Monique's weekly layout of things that I thought I would use on this system. What's my journaling why? And just kind of mixing in a combination of like a time blocking, some to-dos, and then some journaling. So that way I have 2 pages for all of it. And on the weekends, I usually just do 1 day per page. Here's another example. This is this week. My morning pages, which have not been filled out. Just going back to 2 days per page, and that's about where we're at. I do have this section back here, which is just if I have extra stuff I need to write that doesn't necessarily fit on that day, I will go through and put the extra information or the extra feelings in the back. I just have an extra space in the back for that. So yeah, that is my system and my books. And if you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below. You can also find me on Instagram. It's the same handle, except for I think there's a dot. So it's crafted_by.ash, A-S-H-E. Yeah, otherwise I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.